about some facts about Kazakhstan. So let us begin from the short 1-minute video.
Tell me where we are going.
It's a surprise.
Can you give me a hint at least?
Well, a poet might say there's a harmony in the wind and sweet smell of wild flowers.
New Zealand?
No. We'll listen to the amazing melody of the open desert.
We're going on a Sahara adventure.
Another clue. We'll ski the slopes of beautiful mountains.
Are we going to the French Alps?
Nice try, but no. We'll visit a world where magical rocks rise up against time.
Traveling across Arizona?
Guess again. At night, we'll explore the wild party atmosphere of a pulsating and dynamic city.
Is it partying all night in a city like Shanghai?
No, but you'll love the peace and tranquility of rich forests and crystal lakes.
Going on an adventure across Switzerland?
No, darling. You'll watch the sun's rays light up stunning red caves.
So where are we going?
USA?
Canada? Africa?
Enjoy your trip to Kazakhstan.
So it was a short video about Kazakhstan. So here are some quick facts about Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is the 9th largest country in the world with the area of more than 1 million square miles and the population more than 18 million people. So here we have a population of Kazakhstan since 1950 and the prediction till 2100. So here we can see that the population from 1950 has increased 3 times. So in 2018 it's more than 18 million and the prediction shows that it will continue to grow.
What happened with
With the drop, so 1998 it was the part of when the Kazakhstan became independent country. So it was some issues which was caused by the destruction of the Soviet Union. Population growth rate. So let me tell you the definition. This is the average annual percent change in the population resulting from a surplus or deficit of births over deaths and the balance of migrants entering and leaving a country. The rate may be positive or negative. So here we can see that from 2000 till 2011 it has been slightly increasing, but in 2011 till 2012 it was grow rapidly because of the baby boom. From the previous slide, we can see the total fertility rate. So this means this entry gives a figure for the average number of children that would be born per woman if all women lived to the end of their childbearing years and bore children according to a given fertility rate at each age. So as I told from the previous slide, in 2011 it was a baby boom which has increased this rate.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Can you go back and show us the population, total population? What is the expectation of total population by the year 2100?
So it's approximately 26 million.
26 million.
Yeah.
What is your population growth rate?
Growth rate is 1.4.
1.04.
04, but this is kind of prediction. I mean the previous one. It's kind of prediction which was given by United Nations. So
Okay.
it's not the exact number.
So what is the population doubling time based on your current growth rate?
So double it will be 36, approximately 37 million
When? How long will it take to double?
in 30 years.
How many?
30,
30. Okay.
according to
But
this.
what is, how would you calculate the population doubling time based on your population growth rate?
Growth rate divided by 5.
What is it?
75.
70 divided by 1, okay? 1.04. So we would expect the population to double in how many years?
70. Approximately 60 years.
Approximately 65, I think, 65 years when we did the calculation. Therefore, from between 214, we would expect the population to be 36 million by 2080, okay? Here, we're looking at a population of 26 million by 2080. Why? Why do you think that is the case? Anybody?
Because it's kind of not exact prediction, which is based on different varieties, which was given by United Nations organization.
Yeah, but why do you think the United Nations made that calculation? They didn't say, well, let's just put it at 36 million by the year 2078. Why do you think they did that?
They also counted migration, so maybe...
Right? They can't count, remember that when we look at a population growth rate, it is not only natural births and deaths,
But
It
it's
is also
migration policy.
in migration and out migration, okay? But still, we're looking at, we have a discrepancy there. Why do you think that is?
Because in millennium, for example, one of the radius of total continuity, so it's expected that the average will reduce the time.
Right? So now go to your slide, okay, let's look at the total fertility rate. What's happening with the total fertility rate?
It's going down.
Okay. Why do you think the total fertility rate is going down in Kazakhstan?
Because GDP is increasing.
Okay, that's one reason. Does the government of Pakistan have a policy about population, either population stimulating the growth or to control the growth of the population?
We Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
what did I say?
We do have some special.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, we do have some special programs which are encourage people to increase their birth rate.
To increase the birth rate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, but what's happening? The birth rate is going down, okay? Remember we talked yesterday about China, where there is a policy, a pro-growth policy in China. But because of social and economic conditions and because of 40 years of the one-child policy, there has become a socially acceptable fertility rate for the people. You have increasing economic status, increasing status of women, you have increasing education, and so we're not seeing rises in fertility. That's what's happening here. As starting in 2012, we're beginning to see fertility decrease. The government may try to supplement that through pro-natal policies, but we're likely going to see that total fertility rate fall below that point of 2.1. Why was 2.1 important? Remember we talked about it yesterday? Why is 2.1 the key figure to be looking at here?
It's like the pair, men and women, they provide instead of them to people.
Yeah,
That's what-
Yeah, it's the break-even point for the replacement.
That's
it's the
replacement.
break-even point. So when you're looking at a total fertility rate, you see how Miras put up 2.1? So he's showing us that things are moving towards 2.1. That's what we call replacement fertility. Remember that. That's a very important number. Because when you're looking at a country, the first thing we look at is, what is their total fertility rate? Is it this a country that's population is growing or will grow? Or is it a country where the population will stabilize or even decline at some point? So what's happening since 2012 is likely that economic growth, education levels of women, and the social norms are changing here, all right? So when the UN made its estimate, it didn't take 2017 as a constant total fertility rate. It projected total fertility rates into the future. Likely total fertility rates will fall well below 2.1. And so we will not see a doubling in 70 years. We'll see probably, as we said here, it may take 100, 120 years to double. Okay? Okay, good. Please proceed. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, that's okay. So here we can see the population pyramids from 1990 to 2018. From these graphs, it's obvious that female slightly more than male population in Kazakhstan. By the way, it's increased for 1.8 million people during this period. And we have predictions, which 2030 and 2050, where male population will be less than female.
What do these population pyramids tell you? What can you interpret from
The
this?
group who can work,
Which are the groups who can work?
population from 15 to the 65 years.
Okay,
So we have slightly good.
Working age population.
right.
The biggest group is like working.
So what, if you are let's say you're an official from the Asian Development Bank, and you're discussing this with the officials from the government of Kazakhstan, what do you see as the future economic potential in Kazakhstan?
Short of labor.
Okay, short of labor, okay. Why do you say that?
Because in 2030, there will be a shortage for the 25 to 38 age group people, and that is main labor. I mean
So something happened, go back to 2018. Something happened. Look at that age group from 10 to 14 to 20 to 24. Right? So the first thing you want to ask, if you're the person that is working with the government, is what happened? What happened there?
crisis, economic crisis.
So why don't we ask our experts from Kazakhstan, what happened?
So I think it's mainly because the economic crisis. It was the right point. The second thing is I think we have some problems with the birth rate program, so which caused such wavy graph.
Remember in one of your graphs, I think one of you had asked what happened in 1998. Why did we see that fall?
Yeah, because it was in these years. It was actually.
So it's like, let me explain. In 1998.
Yeah, you guys, the other students from Kazakhstan, you can help.
Kazakhstan became independent in 1991. So there will be so many nationalities like the German, Polish, and other nationalities who decide to leave the country because they're like, we're not one country anymore. We're not Soviet Union, and they decide to leave. There was like big migration from Kazakhstan to other countries, to Germany, to Russia, to Belarus, to Ukraine, and so many people left Kazakhstan at this time. That's why we have this law in 1998.
Right. So if you take, what is that age group there, 20 to 24, and subtract that from 2018, what year is that? Okay, 1994. So you see the Do you see the relationship between birth rates? Now you see the numbers. So what I think,
The collapsed economy.
yeah, what we're seeing is that there was something going on, and it was the collapse of the Soviet Union, and that caused a reduction in fertility, which caused a reduction in the number of births. Okay. Yeah.
It's only show up the certain age group, but not reflect to other age group like over 20 to 65.
The reason, yeah, that
But the population reduced at 98 show up is the whole population, but what's the connection?
okay, why don't we let our students from
I
Kazakhstan?
don't understand your question. Can you repeat this?
Because the population reduced in 1998 is the whole population, but actually it only show up the reduction in certain age group on this period.
Yeah, the people, the same, you know, like, can you imagine that the whole country collapsed, there is no more country, people don't believe anymore to government, there was like the anarchy.
Scarified.
Yeah, it was scarified, and nobody wanted to have a child in that period, so that's why we have this, the people, we don't have so many childs who were born in 90s, so that's why this graph shows us.
Go back to your previous slides about, okay, go back to the one before that. Okay, and I think maybe the one before that. Okay, you see, I think what your question is that dip that we're seeing about between 1990 until about 2014, 2010, okay, or whatever it is there. Do we have the pointer? Can I just use that for a second? All right. Look at this date right here. You're probably looking at about the fall of the Soviet Union, about 1992. From here to here, we look at the number of years, here to here, and we're probably looking at the number of years would be, let's say, 1992 until 2000 and, maybe about 2010. Well, if we take that age group that we saw, now put the population pyramid up here. Yeah. Okay? And we look at this age group. Well, 20 to 24, that started in 1994. Okay? This started in 1998. Or actually, this is, 1998. And this is 2004. Okay? Something like that. What happened is the number of births went down because of the instability, economic instability, social instability, and political instability that took place at that time. Well, during periods like that, what tends to happen is people are nervous about having children, and they avoid having children if they can. So we see this fall right here. Okay, so it relates to the first slide that they put up. Now let's just go to the next one. Next. Yeah, go ahead. No, I want to go back to the population pyramid. Look at 2030 and 2050. What do you see?
So here we see the like an echo from that period which was described before, because this actually is growing up and it's still continuing
Right.
in this age.
Right. So what are the prospects, economic prospects in Kazakhstan for 2030 and 2050? Good? Bad?
It's pretty healthy.
Good.
Why?
Because we will have labor
Right.
Yeah.
So now if you are working with the government of Kazakhstan and you're talking about an investment to improve economic growth, well, what you know is that your demography, can I have this one? Oh. Your demography is going to start helping you right around here. Because this group, see this group here, this is the 15 to 65. This group is going to start coming into its productive years, right about then, right? So this is good. This is a good picture. And then it's going to get even better. But the reason this is good is, why else would this be good? I'll ask you guys, why else would that be good?
Probably in this period we will have dividend.
Right.
Dividend.
That's the demographic dividend. Remember we talked about that yesterday? So it's not as good as it could be if they had more people here, but they are still having the demographic dividend. So this is a good time to invest. But remember what I said yesterday? Having more people doesn't automatically mean that this will be good for the economy. What else do you need?
You should use this time properly, because it's not just demographic dividend that means that we will grow our economy.
Right, it doesn't, just because you have more people doesn't mean...
You should use this period to
That's why we're sending our people to the abroad to study.
If I'm from the Asian Development Bank and I see this, then one of my priorities with the government, which is probably a government priority, is now is the time to invest in human resources. So I would then say to the government, 2030 is going to be very good demographically, but do you have the schools to train the people? Do you have the universities? Do you have a program to send your experts overseas for master's degrees and PhDs? This is the time, right now, invest in human capital. Remember yesterday I was telling you that when we look at the growth, economic growth in Asia, in the countries of Korea, South Korea, Taiwan, the countries of China, Southeast Asia, a very large portion of that economic growth is because of the demographic dividend. They had large numbers of people moving into the workforce while they still had low what? What else would have to be low at that time? Remember yesterday we talked about it? Low what?
Low GDP?
No. It's one thing to have this for the demographic dividend, but the other thing you want is what? Well, baby boomers are going to be your productive.